Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Shrunk. In today's video, it's dedicated to Batman 66. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you know that I'm trying to reorganize this room, trying to make better displays and just a little bit more of a eye candy for display, at least for myself. As you see back here, I'm trying to reorganize some of my figures. I actually put some clear risers where the Thundercats collection goes, and I think that looks a little bit better. It kind of cleans it up. You don't see like 2x4s holding up the figures, you know, rising up the figures. Everything looks a little bit neater and just better organized. So this shelf over here is a lot of vintage figures, kind of a mishmash of different figures. I'm trying to relocate some, and some are actually going to go in a bin. And that shelf is going to be dedicated to Batman 66. So what do you say? Let's do this! All right, the cut has begun. Now, being a collector of so many lines, this is the part of collecting I dread the most. I mean, running out of space is definitely a real thing. I'm not going to sell any of these items. All these items are either going to be put on display in a different location or they're going to be boxed up. Let me know in the comments which ones would you display and which ones would you box up. And there you go. We have a clean slate, and this shelf is actually in front of a window, and that window has a red curtain, so I like that. It kind of fits for Batman 66. I'm sure we're not going to see it, but I still love that red curtain. Before we load up the shelf with McFarlane Batman 66, let's take a look at the Mego DC figures. I want to display these Mego figures in my Hall of Justice. If you haven't seen the Hall of Justice, I'll show you in a second, but all these new McFarlane Batman and Robin figures, those are going to get displayed in a different spot, probably on top of the Hall of Justice. That's right, Mego made a Hall of Justice playset. I loved this as a kid, and I did a video on this a few years ago. Check this out. Here's a better look at the Hall of Justice. So this is the front of it. And you have Wonder Woman battling some dragon, Aquaman, Superman. The side, you have a Batman there. In the back, Supergirl. You have the Green Lantern, the Green Arrow, with some aliens there. Looks like from War of the Worlds. Some other aliens here. I think these were in the slider image. And then there's the bridge that collapsed. So this actually will teleport Batman into another world. Okay. There he is. We can change worlds. So with this lever, there he is. What? Different one? Gotta love technology in the 70s. So he can go in different planets or different places. Your imagination can run wild just by the flip of that lever. And we have a little dial here. So it gives you coordinates or time to all the villains in the Batman universe. Metropolis, Rio de Janeiro, Shanghai, Casablanca, Moscow, and Gotham. That's pretty cool. So these are like coordinates. So you would come over here. Actually, you come over here. So it says B2, I guess. So you'd go and you would look 2, B, and there he is. Metropolis right there. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, it came with this table with a map. Said the Hall of Justice. And then you could flip it over like so. And there's your road map. See, does it even say road map? I think it does. Road map systems. And then you actually have a map of the solar system too. Galactic systems map. So you can find them through the galaxy. Yeah, pretty cool. Boy, I love watching old videos I made. But there you go. There's all the vintage Mego figures. Well, Wonder Woman is not vintage. That was a reissue. But I think the McFarlane figures on top actually look pretty decent. I also have the reissue Mego Batman and Robin with the removable mask and the Joker in the back. I'm still debating whether I want to open those or not, but they look good in the package. And there are I think those are Burger King Batman and Robin glasses. But there you go. We have a clean slate. Let's start adding some playsets. And the first playset we have is the Batman and Robin library. This thing looks awesome. This is the first time opening this, and look at that. There is the bookcase slides back and forth to reveal the poles to go down to the Batcave. It looks great, all set up. Next we have the Batcave. This thing is 24 inches long. I mean, you can extend it to that long, or you can just shorten it up like I did. And the Batmobile fits decent in front of it. Last but not least, we have the Villain's Lair. This is actually in an episode of Batman and Robin 66. I was doing some research online trying to find some images, and yeah, a lot of these images I found from Batman 66, the TV show. I think that's pretty cool. They definitely put some research into it and can definitely make a great display, and I'm excited to get all these together on one shelf. I think it's going to look awesome. There's the Villain's Lair all set up, and I think it looks great. What I love about these play sets are the walls are movable, so you can make it fit in any scene or any shelf. And I love this. I think it's going to look fantastic all put together. Put some figures on the shelf. And speaking of figures, here we have Unmasked Batman and Robin. Doing a little research online, I don't think I want to open these up because, I don't know, it's like Robin people are trying to sell it for like $180. That's a decision I can make at another time. But for now, I'm going to open the Masked Batman and Robin and Alfred, and they're going to look great in the library. Next, we have the Joker, Riddler, and Penguin. Those guys look great. They're going to look great in the Villain's Lair. I'll open Batgirl, but which Catwoman would you open? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Which one should I open to display? Here's Bookworm, Clock King, and Two-Face, which Two-Face was never in Batman 66. Here we have King Tut, Mr. Freeze, and Egghead. These figures look incredible. Now, the last two figures that I own are Platinum Editions, and this is the Joker Masked and the Riddler Unmasked. Again, they're Platinum Editions, so I don't feel the need to open these because I already have the other versions. Also have another version of Robin and also Batman, but take a look at Robin. This set, I believe, is from Mattel. It came with a little accessory, which was the side of a building. So there was peg holes on the side of a building, and it came with a rope so you can make it look like they were climbing up the side of a building, which is a great display. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm actually going to display that somewhere near this display at another time because I love that. That is pretty cool. And to have them walking up the side of a building, that is so Batman 66, right? For vehicles, I have the Batcycle with sidecar. That looks great. I love the packaging. Also have Batgirl Cycle. That's pretty cool. That's a new edition I just picked up. And the Bat Boat. That is an awesome, awesome vehicle. Unfortunately, I won't have any space on the shelf for those because look at that. All the playsets fit perfectly on the shelf with the figures. I think it looks great. But what do you say? Let's take a even closer look at all these playsets and all the figures. Check this out. Here's the Wayne Manor library. I love it. The figures look great. We have Alfred, Batgirl, Robin, and Batman. And I love how the bookshelf slides back and forth to reveal the poles to go down to the Batcave. That is an awesome set. And speaking of Batcave, here we go. This actually looks really good. I love all the computer accessories that you can place anywhere you want on this set. I love the colors, the red pops. You can put the Batmobile right in the middle. I think it looks great. And last but not least, we have the Villain's Lair, which is super fun. You get that camera angle tilted a little bit, just like in the episodes whenever they had the villains, they always tilted the camera just a bit, just like that. I think it looks great. So there you go. We went from having a lot of vintage figures on a shelf, and don't get me wrong, I love all these vintage figures, but I think the Batman 66 display just looks so much better than having a display like this. I mean, having shelves with loose figures, I think that's great, but having a shelf with Batman 66 display, I think that's awesome. But I think it's missing something else. I think I want to give it color. Let's add a floor to this. So we have the library, definitely wood floors. The Villain's Lair, I'm not quite sure what the rug would look like, but I think all three of these colors go well together. And I think setting it up like this with colored floors and separating it even more, I think going from that to having this, I think now that looks pretty fantastic. Just by adding cardstock, I picked up all this from Hobby Lobby, under $3 a sheet. The brown gives it more of a hardwood floor look. I think that is awesome. I'm sure I could find hardwood floor paper sheets at Hobby Lobby, but for now, I think that's great. The Batcave, I wasn't sure what color to use. I didn't want anything too dark. I wanted it to pop a little bit. So I thought like this lighter gray or lighter brown look would look decent and kind of pop. And as for the Villain's Lair, I wasn't really sure what color to use. I didn't want to go like a neon color, even though I was tempted. I just think this neutral color, it all flows good with each other. All of them complement each other in this diorama. But let me know in the comments, did I make the right choices in color? And I hope this inspires you and gives you ideas on how to display some of your collection, whether it's Batman 66 or Star Wars or Jaws or whatever toy line you want to display. I hope this helps you out and gives you some ideas. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. Remember, we are all Geek Strong. Take care, everyone.